All Access, an inside look at what it takes to operate Iowa's largest entertainment and convention facilities. This is Iowa Events Center All Access from Iowa Everywhere.
You guys having a good time?
Welcome to a special edition of All Access here on Iowa Everywhere. We are here with Adam Flack, Director of Marketing, as usual. And Adam, you guys had a really big announcement today.
Oh, yeah. What an exciting time for us here at the arena. You know, the arena opened in 2005, and we've had one naming rights partner on the building, Wells Fargo Arena, for the past 20 years. And today we announced that as of July 1st, 2025, it'll become Casey's Center. So very excited to join the Casey's team here and have them involved.
And Darren Rebelez, the Casey's CEO, joins us as well. Darren, congratulations on this. This is a big announcement for you all.
Yeah, thanks. And it really is a big announcement for us. And we're born and bred in Iowa, almost 60 years. And when we heard that Wells Fargo wasn't going to renew, we reached out. We really wanted to be a part of this, and so fortunately we were able to work it out with OVG and with Polk County, and we're super excited.
Casey's such an iconic brand in the Midwest. People know it, they see it. This has got to be great for you guys as you're in so many Iowa communities. For people as they come down to the arena, they're going to be seeing that again, and there's going to be some cool things that they'll be able to experience in the arena with Casey's around it. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. Probably one of the big things, and this may actually steal the show here. It's great to have our name on the building, but we're also going to have our pizza inside the arena or the center. So anytime fans come to any sort of event, they'll be able to get Casey's iconic pizza made from scratch every day, and so I think that's going to be just as exciting for everybody.
Speaking of the pizza, I've gotten 5 texts already since we made the announcement just a little bit ago today asking about the breakfast pizza being here. So,
Well, we get some early games for the state tournament, so we're going to have some breakfast pizza. You're going to need that. I didn't realize this. You guys are the third largest retail chain, convenience retailer, and the 5th largest pizza supplier in the country. I didn't realize that. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little known fact, but when you know, and in the Midwest, obviously people know that we're a pizza player first, and we sell all the other stuff, and so I think this will just reinforce that reputation, and part of our motivation behind getting the naming rights is we know this venue draws people from all over the Midwest and really all over the country, and as we continue to grow our footprint and go into new states, we wanted to have something that resonated with guests and was something that was a little more familiar. So when we go into a new place, people have heard of Casey's and hopefully had our pizza by then.
And you guys recently did a kind of a rebranding as well with a new kind of logo, and it's a really fresh logo, and you're going to see that on the side of the arena. We got to see some renderings here. We're seeing them behind us as well. It looks really, really fresh, and you guys have done a really nice job with that and getting into those communities, as I mentioned, and getting that Casey's brand out there, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We embarked on updating the brand look and feel. Mm-hmm. And we hadn't had a change in our identity for over 50 years. And in today's digital world, some of the the treatment that we had before just didn't translate well into the digital space. So it's time for a refresh and communicating something new. And I think that's really consistent with this change as well. There's Wells Fargo did a great job for 20 years, and now it's time for something a little new and a little fresh, and we're happy to be the ones to be able to provide that.
Absolutely.
So we, I took a trip this summer down to Tennessee, and I guess I didn't realize at the time that we saw Casey's all the way down there and back. So how many states are you in now?
We're in 17 states today, and we're in the process of closing on an acquisition, our largest acquisition that would expand into 3 more states. So we'll be in 20 overall. We'll be in Florida, Alabama Panhandle, and in Mississippi as well.
That's great.
And obviously people that live here in Central Iowa know that you guys, your headquarters is right down the road from here, right in Ankeny as well.
Yeah.
That's got to be a great partnership for you guys to be so close to the arena, and you're going to be able to do a lot of hands-on things here at the arena as well, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, and that's why this was so important to us, because this is our hometown. This is where we consider home, and again, it's such a big draw. This center is such a big draw throughout the entire region, but particularly in Iowa, that we just felt that it was appropriate to have our name on here, and fortunately we were able to work that out.
Well, Darren Rebelez is the CEO of Casey's. A big announcement as the Casey Center will be on the side of the building here, formerly Wells Fargo Arena for 20 years. Adam, this is really cool for you guys as well.
It's really cool. What we can't wait to get started with is working with the team over at Casey's on the creativity and some of the fun stuff that we can do. I mean, 500 stores in the state of Iowa. We're reaching every corner of the state. We obviously know those fans are coming to the arena for basketball games and hockey games and football games and concerts. And so how can we interact with them where they are and keep communicating what's happening down here in Des Moines? And just excited to explore those possibilities with Casey's.
I can't wait to walk in the door and smell that Casey's pizza there. Thanks so much for joining us on All Access. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
All right, we got Chris Connolly, the general manager of the Iowa Event Center, joining us. We just talked to Darren, the Casey CEO. This was a big day for you. The Casey Center is coming to Des Moines.
Huge day. Thanks for having me on. Darren's great. We just can't wait for the partnership to start. Going back to start with, Wells Fargo has been a great partner. You're going on 20 years now, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. So they've been a great partner for a long, long time, and hope to keep them in at some level, right? Moving forward, Casey Center, the partnership, way more than just naming rights and branding. It really is. It's a local company, very successful. They continue to expand. Everybody knows the brand.
Right.
I think the opportunities that we'll see here is, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is Casey's Pizza. Everybody loves Casey's Pizza, right? And you think about state tournaments and a lot of the events that we do where we open doors early in the morning, and then you have their breakfast pizza. And, we're working on a bunch of different things with them. They will actually have their own little store, point of sale on the south side of the concourse in the arena, which will be like a little Casey store. It'll have their pizza and product and stuff like that. So I couldn't be more excited. And again, it's much more than just a naming rights piece. It really is. It's a relationship that'll continue to develop, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Just to pick up on, I was overhearing a conversation earlier after we made the announcement that one of our guests that was here was asking Casey's if they're going to have their puppy chow here, because that's like their go-to snack. And I don't think they thought that far ahead yet, that she wasn't sure yet, but they put it on the list.
They do a nice job. They carry quite a few things in their stores, and they have got a lot of those fresh food items available, as you mentioned. And like you said, Chris, they're in so many communities throughout Iowa, almost 20 states now, he said they're going to be in. So they really have left a nice footprint, and their back door is right in Ankeny.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You're looking for a good fit, right? It's more than just a name. It's more than just financial. It's a good fit in the building. And I think we've been fortunate, right? Like you go back to Wells, years ago they were very, very active. They did more than just the naming rights piece, and we certainly expect that Casey's will be like that too. We feel like they're going to be a great partner. We feel like they're going to be engaged, and it's going to matter to them because we're going to be carrying their product, in this building. Right. So, look, across the board, I think it's win-win.
Yeah.
They've made a good. Casey's has made a big strategic move downtown too, right? They have Casey's Center now in July. They just announced a big donation to the Capitol or the Icon Water Trails. They're going to name something, an overlook or something right out here, right out on Center Street. So, they've made a big commitment here, and we're looking forward to it because when you talk about promotions you can run, and it's hard sometimes to reach those small towns, but now having the power of Casey's behind us, maybe we can do some ticket promotions in other places that we haven't really done in the past.
So we had the Well for 20 years. What are we going to call Casey Center? Is it going to be the barn? Like the barn? They got the barn in their logo. Whatever.
I just like the Casey Center, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah, I don't think the barn would fly.
The
Vets Auditorium
okay,
across
the Vets,
the street
was
known as the barn. So
the pizza oven. Yeah, things are going to get nice and hot in here. Casey's obviously, as we mentioned, a local company. Polk County was also very involved in this decision, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And this one's kind of a different deal in that our Oakview Group, which is our company, our global partnerships team, they took this and they sold this. They did. They did this deal. They brought this agreement to Polk County. So it really is a deal between Casey's and Polk County, and we're just in the middle, just trying to proctor it, make sure that the deal works out. Before the Iowa Event Center opens, the Wells Fargo Arena naming rights deal, as well as Hy-Vee, that was done ahead of time. We didn't have our partnership program in. So for us, it was an opportunity to be able to sell and do something and really show what Oakview Group brings to the table. So huge deal for Polk County. And there are a lot of conversations with Polk County and the Board of Supervisors. And look, just making sure that we identify a good partner and they're on board. And they are. I mean, they're extremely happy about it. For us, it's nice because, we sit here towards the end of October. We know this deal won't start until July 1, but we have a lot of work to do, with signage outside, inside. I mean, there's so many things to think about. And now with getting this out, it'll free us up to really start working and preparing because come July 1, it'll be the Casey's Center.
You guys have really done a lot of nice improvements around the arena. You got the lighting around there. I did see one of the renderings. You got the Casey's logo on the roof now. Is that going to happen? It
is going to happen.
Very cool.
That's something that Casey's specific they were interested in. That we did not have the Wells name on the roof, so this is something new and cool. And I think it's one of those things. It's like if you're flying home or leaving Des Moines, you can see it on the roof. And, for your big national events like NCAA basketball coming up, we're sure they'll get a shot of that. So it's neat. It's something new. And that adds into like some of the new points of sale inside the building. It'll be a different look. It really will be. And it's kind of neat. It's like you want to work with them on stuff like that because they're excited. Again, you want a naming rights partner that's excited and engaged. And Casey's has been throughout this whole process.
July 1st, 2025 is when we'll see the Casey's Center logo and imaging around the arena. This is really exciting. We're excited to be here for it and help you guys announce this as well.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for being here, Matt.
Well, Adam, this is cool. It was cool to see the renderings too with the Casey's Center sign. It's going to take me some time to get the Casey's Center instead of the Wells Fargo Arena, but it's really cool. We were wondering Casey's Arena, Casey's Center.
Casey's Center. I mean, it rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah.
It is a change, and you see that a lot in some other facilities where they go from one name to another. We have another Oakview Group client of ours is up in London, Ontario, and they started as the John Labatt Center, and then they moved to Budweiser Gardens, and now they most recently changed to Canadian Life Place. And so, throughout their 25-year history, they've had a few different names, and that ending has changed as well. So, when we started talking about the name, and Casey's Arena made sense because it would have kept the arena name, but it sounded better collectively to name it Center and kind of have that Casey's Center roll off your tongue. So it all worked out great. We're super excited to be working with Casey's, and we should have a lot of fun.
Casey's Center right in the center of Iowa.
That's right.
Very cool. Hey, since we last talked, you guys have had some really cool announcements. We haven't even talked NCAA tournaments coming back to Des Moines.
Yeah, I heard that was coming. Yeah. That's great.
Big deal.
What year? 2028. We're excited for that. I think we've talked maybe previously off air just about the competitiveness about getting that event and the changes that they made this time, where typically in the last 3 times we've hosted, it's been a 4-year bid cycle, and we've gotten the first year of that bid cycle every time. And so it's competitive in the Midwest. There's a ton of buildings that are vying for that. So this time they came out and only did a 2-year cycle, so it was 2027, 2028. And when you look at it that way, it's like, man, there's a ton of buildings, a ton of NBA buildings and bigger facilities. Where do we rank? Are we going to be able to get that? Well, maybe we don't get it this 2-year cycle, but we put a good bid together, and with Catch Des Moines and Drake University as our partners, they like Des Moines enough to come back. So it's a credit to the fans that buy the ticket.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and you come down here to any of those games, and it's full to the rafters. And
it's so much fun.
You guys sell out those tickets almost immediately. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, even the practice day when you come down, there's just a different energy with college basketball fans. And so to be able to get them in here, the kids looking for autographs and seeing all the players do their dunks and all that. Practice day is a lot of fun. If you haven't been, that'll be something to look forward to in 4 years. But and then once you get to the action, you're right. I mean, you buy the ticket quick because it sells out. And it's full, so people have a lot of fun.
And it'll be the first time for Casey's Center to host the NCAA tournament.
First time for Casey's Center, yeah.
Cool. Also, just this past week, Pink announced her tour for 4 legs is going to be rescheduled, postponed, but she is looking to reschedule that, and that was for later this month, correct?
Yeah. Actually, later this week. It was supposed to be Thursday night, and everything is ready for it, and then we got the call over the weekend. that she had to postpone her next 4 shows. So what the reasoning was, we're not sure. She just said due to unforeseen circumstances. So hopefully everything's okay from the tour standpoint. We're looking hard to get that scheduled. I think they're probably wanting to schedule all 4 dates close together, and so it'll be tricky because now we get into basketball and hockey season with all these buildings, and so they got to try to find the dates to do it. But yeah, we're confident that we will, and looking forward to having her because that show is incredible. Yeah.
We're on the floor right now at Wells Fargo Arena, and it's very cold under us. That's because of the hockey. The ice rink is underneath us. The Iowa Wild have started their season as well, and they had their first game last weekend.
They have. They had a great opening weekend, and so we're looking forward to that season. A lot of excitement around them. They feel like they have a good team, so we'll see how that plays out. You never know in the AHL because you got guys going up and back and forth from Minnesota to here, and injuries play a big part into that. So by the end of the season, your roster may look totally different. But I think there's a lot of optimism.
Once we get the ice down, starts feeling like fall, we're getting into that holiday season. I know you guys have Pentatonics and Trans-Siberian Orchestra as well. Those tickets are on sale coming soon.
Yeah, that's right. So Trans-Siberian Orchestra, first time back in 9 years. It's a great show, all together. The music's great. The actual show they put behind it is amazing. We're very early on the tour. I think we're the second tour stop. So it's a little earlier than normal that you'd like them to get people in the holiday season. But yeah, it's selling well. It should be a good show. Tickets are on sale now. And then leading right into Pentatonics, they were here 2 years ago, and they're just incredible performers. You think no musical instruments, that a cappella style. I'm not sure how they do it. I'm not going to try on the podcast.
But we're not going to start our own a cappella group.
Right. Well, we could, I guess. But, they're great. And that show sold out last time, and it's trending that way this time. So if people are interested in Pentatonics, they should act fast.
God, it's been busy down here. I saw you got a sellout for the NBA game and the preseason game. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, NBA, having them in, it was fun. You come down here, and again, they priced it right for kids. So there were a ton of kids around. In fact, a kid sitting right behind me that screamed for about the first hour of the event. So, it was great. The players were great with the kids, in between as they were coming out for warm-ups and then as they were leaving the building. And you don't take any of that for granted because, it's difficult for them to come here. It's not the same as being at home or being on the road, they're just different style of arena. So it's a lot of fun to have them. I hope we can make it a more regular occurrence. The Iowa Wolves set it up and did a great job with it. Yeah,
I was going to say, you guys had the NHL preseason game, you had NBA. Is that something you guys hope to kind of get in the rotation more as some of these professional teams coming down here?
It would be fun. Very different circumstances for both of those games. And, I would assume if we do an NHL one again, the Minnesota Wild would be involved. We always it'd be great to have it kind of on a rotation, not to have both within 2 weeks of each other, but to have one year and one the next, just to kind of space it out. We'll see. We'll see if we can get back into that. I know we're always looking for it.
Well, there's a reason why Casey's wanted to partner with you guys, because you guys put on some great events here for the community, for the people in the state of Iowa. So really excited to have Casey's Center coming to Des Moines.
Yeah, we're excited, and it compliments to the Oakview Group Global Partnerships team that really put this deal together with Casey's and with Katie and Brooke and everybody from their team that was so integral in us having these conversations and getting it all figured out. So we're excited, and we thank Wells Fargo. I think Chris said that as well, but they've been a great partner, and so as we get ready to turn the page in July, we still have 8 months left to partner with Wells Fargo, and then hopefully keep them involved in some way down the road. So
celebrating 20 years of Wells Fargo Arena next year, and it'll be Casey's Center now. 20 years of this building, and Casey's will be there to help Chris in that as well.
It's crazy how fast it's going.
Yeah, it is. Well, thanks for having us down here today. This was fun to be here for this big announcement. For Darren Rebelez, for Chris Connolly, for Adam Flack, for Aiden Wyatt producing on site, I'm Matt Vaywinkle. Thanks so much for tuning in to All Access on the Iowa Everywhere Podcast Network.